Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Today I'm in the kitchen, so I'm doing another food video. My last video on meals for GERD, gastritis, Hiatus Hernia, IBS did really well, but that video was more aimed towards people whose stomach was in a more stable condition. At the minute, I'm in the position where I can't eat anything without really severe heartburn and a sore throat and a lot of discomfort, and I know a lot of you are too. So I wanted to show you what meals I eat when I can't eat anything. So for breakfast, we're going with a porridge. For lunch, we're having a soup. And for dinner, I believe, I haven't fully decided, but I think we're having sweet potato and fish. So I will show you how I cook when I can't eat anything. By consistently eating a slightly blander diet for a while, we definitely can get our stomach health back on track. And just because it's bland doesn't mean it's like completely without flavour, as you will see as we cook these meals. So yeah, let's get cooking. Honestly, my favourite part of the morning is drinking my apple cider vinegar. I just put a dollop in hot water, and of course it wouldn't be me if I didn't spill it. It may seem counterproductive if you do suffer from heartburn or GERD, but actually it balances the stomach pH and it helps you digest your food, so it's really helpful. But it is acidic, so make sure you use a straw. Like my jazz hands, this is what I use for my porridge every morning. So I use oats, which are great because they absorb stomach acid. I use a lot of cinnamon, as you can see, and it's great because it is an anti-inflammatory, so it will help soothe your digestive system. It's also antibacterial and has a lot of antioxidants. I then grab some almond butter. Now I would recommend almond butter instead of peanut butter because it has less fat and it's less acidic and harsh on your stomach. So I put a big dollop in there because we got to get that protein, and then I also use some local honey as well. Now honey can be quite acidic, so if it doesn't work for you, just skip the honey, and what you could put in instead is some chunks of apple, which would taste really nice with the cinnamon. And yeah, I just mix that all together and then it's good to eat. We're going to do another disclaimer, because as in my last video, I do want to make it clear I'm not a professional. The only reason I know this information is because I myself have had stomach problems for the last nearly 10 years since I got diagnosed. So yeah, I'm just going on things I've picked up along the journey, things that work for me, and what I've kind of researched. It doesn't mean that what I say is necessarily going to work for you, so do keep that in mind. And if I'm mentioning foods that trigger you, just don't include them. Everything in these meals can be swapped out for other things or it can be taken out completely, so also remember that. And yeah, let's go. So for lunch we are having carrot and butternut squash soup, and it's so good. You start off by chopping up a leek, and then we go in and we cut up a load of carrots. I normally use like 4 or 5 big carrots for this. Afterwards you're going to want to clean everything really well, so I throw them all in the sink while I tackle my squash. Now clearly by the look of this video I definitely need some new knives because it took me forever to chop up this butternut squash. It was literally a workout. But yeah, chop it up pretty small because the smaller you chop it, the quicker it will cook, and then the quicker you can eat. So yeah, that's my top tip. After I've washed it all, I put that all in the pan. Now I do use a small bit of rapeseed oil just to cook this down, but yeah, if that doesn't suit you, maybe use something else or don't use any oils. But I give that a good mix, and while that's starting to cook down, I chop up a bit of garlic and I put that in. From there I pop in a vegetable stock cube, and then I put 3 cups of boiling water in. Now I did this really quickly because I shouldn't have been using plastic and I was so afraid that my measuring cup would melt. So yeah, don't use plastic. And then after that I go in with the coconut milk. Now they do say that processed coconut milk can be acidic while the natural coconut is alkaline, but for me with this soup anyway, I find it really soothing on my digestive system. I find it really good on my stomach and I don't get any discomfort, so I use it anyway. And yeah, that's it. While the soup is cooking, I just make some brown rice and boil an egg. Although if your stomach is really sensitive, don't eat the yolk, just eat the egg white. Enjoy! last meal of the day we're having sweet potato mash, kale and cod. So start off by stabbing the shit out of the sweet potato apparently and wash that before I use it as well. I then put up the oven on 200 degrees and I throw them in there, and then I get out my cod and basically same thing. I mean, don't stab the shit out of it, but wrap it really tightly in some tin foil to keep all the moisture in, and then throw that in the oven as well. This meal is actually really handy to make because most of it is in the oven and you don't even have to worry about it. So I leave them in there, the sweet potato for about an hour to 40 minutes and the cod for 20 minutes, and then while that's nearly ready I start chopping up some kale. Now when I do this is I chop it up really small because it makes it a lot easier to eat, and then I wash it really well because again it can be pretty dirty, and yeah, just wash it well. And then I chop up some garlic. So from there I cook down the kale in the pan on like a medium heat, do it quite slow so it doesn't burn, and then I throw in the garlic and some sea salt. Then from there I time it so everything is ready at the same time and I just plate it up. I mash up the sweet potato, and what I do for sweet potato actually, because I don't like it that much, but what I put on the top is cumin. Now for whatever reason cumin makes it absolutely delicious and it is the only way that I will eat sweet potato. The thing about sweet potato is it is alkaline and it's also high in fibre, so it is great for your digestive system. The cod is lean good fat, so again it shouldn't have any, like, it shouldn't cause any irritation. And then the kale is really alkaline, so this meal is great for those with gastritis and GERD. So I hope you liked the video, I hope you try out some of these meals and I hope they work for you. Now I'm going to say it one more time, people's triggers are all different, so these foods work for me. That doesn't necessarily mean they won't affect you in a negative way. So I hope you try them and I really hope they work for you and they help you get your stomach back on track. Chat to you after.